After winning the Heisman Trophy just in my freshman season, my sophomore year was only right that I switch out that number 4 jersey for that Uno. And when it comes to my role in this offense, I'm still the dynamic deep ball threat that I was just a year ago, but now I want to expand on my route running ability, get it done in a multitude of ways. And on defense, nothing's changed whatsoever. I'm still the dog, ball hawking corner that I always have been and will be. As a team, we're looking to get it done this season. Even though we've lost a lot of talent in the trenches, we're going to try to make up for it in the back end and have the most successful season that we possibly can. Week 1, Black Unis against Appalachian State at the crib, and first play from scrimmage, it couldn't get no better. Just over the top of the defense, untouched, diving my way in for TD number 1 of season number 2. We couldn't have had a better start. A 2-score lead here in the first quarter. Now here on defense, giving up the first down, but I do secure the tackle. Another first down situation down here on hour 15, and they run an out route into space. That's a huge mistake. Get my first interception of the season, and I'm 1 block away from taking this one to the crib for 6. This season, not only do I want to replicate my big play ability, being a home run threat like I displayed in the first play of the game, but also picking up chunk plays, first downs, high pointing the ball, just making big plays in general. And defensively, catching picks is fantastic, but coming down, assisting my guys in the trenches, getting my hands dirty in the run game, that's also important too. But sometimes I can be a little too focused in the backfield as I let my receiver run right past me in man coverage, picking up an easy, uncontested first down. And allowing that first down set them up to score. So here on offense, you know I got to get some type of get back, making a huge catch for 35 yards, holding on to the ball through the big hit. Coming across field in motion here on 1st and 10, setting up shop, and as I make this catch, I have a great block in front of me, trying to do everything I possibly can to get this one to the end zone. But as I get tackled, I reach forward and I fumble the ball, and at this point, I'm pissed. I went throughout an entire season without fumbling a single ball, and upon review, my streak of games with no fumbles continued. And after they tried to hold me and give the ball back to Appalachian State saying I fumbled, me and my dog ran a filthy route combo in the end zone, and of course, I pick up the touchdown. Now here in the fourth quarter with somewhat of a comfortable lead, not good enough for me, running this slant route into open space, manhandling my way into the end zone to sew up this W. To be completely honest, this game was way closer than I or anyone expected, but on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, to kick off my sophomore season, I did my thing. Midway through the first quarter here against Eastern Michigan at the crib, and like I said this season, these 50-50 balls is where I'm going to shine this year. This DB didn't make much of an effort on the ball, but I made sure to go up and snag it. In any circumstance where I go one-on-one with the corner and he's in off-man coverage, I'm going to win that matchup just about every single time, making a great catch, putting us within 5 of the end zone. We get it done on the offensive side. Now over here on D, coming down here on 2nd and 7 in the run game, making a tackle, but after the back picks up the first down. Here on a big 3rd and 6 situation, playing some off-man coverage of my own, giving up way too much inside leverage. Not only giving up the first, but a 15-yard pickup. Tie game here in the back end of the first half. I'm going to run this route into open space. Me and Graham are going to connect for a big 25-yard pickup to move the chains. Anytime a corner's impressed, man, whether there's a safety over top or not, I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity every single time. Picking up 36 yards with this reception. Clock is ticking, just under 30 seconds left here in the first half, and anytime I run a slant or anything across the middle in the red zone, it's almost a guaranteed house call for me. We're going to go into the second half with the lead. 1st and 10 here late in the 3rd quarter. Everything's coming to the right side of the field, playing a little bit outside my zone, and this receiver's trying to compete for catch of the year already. Comes down, breaks the tackle and everything. Good lord. A crucial 3rd and goal. Quarterback drops back. He doesn't even look my way. Tries my guys on the other side of the field. Expert coverage. We hold these boys just to 3 points. We secure our 2nd straight win of the season so far against an inferior opponent, but here late in the 4th quarter, out of nowhere, this quarterback decides to try me yet again, and he know I ain't going for that. Come on now. A solid day on offense with 5 receptions for a $132 and a touchdown, and defensively, you can throw 6 tackles on top of that as well. Last season, Ole Miss gave us a bunch of trouble. Being ranked the 12th team in the nation currently and 2-0, I don't expect them to let up at all, and they're at home. 2nd and goal, now here on the goal line. Quarterback's going to try to keep this ball and sneak his way around the edge, but I'm all over it. Picking up a tackle for a loss of 3, I'm locked in. In order for us to compete against a team of this caliber, we got to play damn near mistakeless football, and here on 1st and 10, a fumble from my teammate Burke is the complete opposite of what I had in mind. Ole Miss came to play a big boy game, but so did I. Almost coming down my first pick here on 2nd and 6, but an incompletion nonetheless. We've had no success throwing the ball against this Ole Miss defense so far today, so getting the run game kicked off to a great start in the second half, Trevor's going to pick up 14 yards here on 2nd and 4. And of course, after a few good runs, any good defense is going to make adjustments and put more guys in the box, and that allows more opportunities for playmakers like myself to catch balls and get into the end zone for touchdown. Pivotal 4th and 1 situation late in the 3rd quarter, everything upfield is sewn up, and a sack, a turnover on downs, we take over here in Ole Miss territory. And at this point, a 3, 4, 5 yard play, anything would be great for us to pick up some momentum and swing things in our direction. I pick up 14 here on the play. Coming in motion here across the field, a huge 3rd and 10 situation. We have no choice but to convert, and I'm gonna work my way into open space, and Graham is gonna put this ball exactly where I needed to turn upfield and get into the end zone. After that touchdown, watching our kicker miss that extra point late in the 3rd quarter damn near shattered my heart. Now here in the 4th quarter, Ole Miss is gonna do everything they can to kill the clock. And with just over 30 seconds left, clock is ticking, 1 timeout left, we have a bunch of field to navigate, and Graham throws a pick here on 1st and 10. I raise my hand for this ball, but there's no way you miss a linebacker sitting right in the middle of the field. It's crazy to think, last season, we didn't take our first L until maybe week 8 or 9. This year, we've already taken our first L just 3 games into the season. And it doesn't get any easier this week in conference play on the road against Tennessee. But how about Trevor breaking this tackle, making his way upfield to get into the end zone 43 yards out? As of the defense, I feel like we're as solid as ever, but losing a lot of key offensive linemen really is what incites our struggles. But like I said, defensively, we're good. We're going to hold it down. Quarterback's going to keep the ball here on the read option. And if I didn't avoid this block, I wouldn't have been able to rock this quarterback here on 2nd and 7. Tennessee's offensive game plan today is simple. Put the ball on the ground. Don't put it in the air because they know I'm going to come down with a pick one way or another. So I got to step down and continue to lay these big hits. And our game plan is simple as well. Put the ball in the hands of number 1. Haven't been doing much of that lately because of some inner beef in the locker room. But when it comes down to it, my quarterback knows what's best. Back in the red zone for the first time in what feels like forever on 3rd and goal. And Graham is going to underthrow this ball even though I wanted the line. And that's going to result in a pick. Offensively, bro, I just feel like we just can't catch a break. And at this point, I'm pissed, completely heated. I'm going to let out all my frustrations here on 1st and 10, coming downhill, full speed securing the pick. And goddamn it, if I can't get it done at receiver, I'm gonna do it at running back. The halfback screen breaks down a little bit, but I'm gonna do everything I can to get the edge with my speed, diving into the end zone. We take the lead here late in the 4th quarter. 3 seconds left, the last play of regulation. That quarterback's gonna drop back and heave this one upfield in hopes of getting into the end zone, but as long as I'm in coverage, that's not happening whatsoever. We escape Tennessee with a W. When it comes to these orange unis, they're gonna do it for me every single time. Conference game against Kentucky this week, looking to break out and have a big game today. One-on-one coverage down here in the red zone, that's an easy kill. This corner was so scared of my speed, he turned his back completely. Easy touchdown. 3rd and 4, and I don't know if Kentucky's watching film or not, but trying to press me or jam me at the line, period, is just not a good idea. I pick up an easy 22 yards on this play. Backed up damn near to their own end zone, 2nd and 7, this running back's gonna take the handoff up the middle, and he's gonna do the rest. Multiple broken tackles all the way to the crib for 100 yards, 100 of them things to the crib. That's crazy. Like I said before, we're lacking on both sides of the ball in the trenches, but when it comes down to it, on the offensive end, I'm gonna do everything I can to make up for whatever we lack on defense, trying to make some big plays of my own. All tied up here in the 3rd, and maintaining these Kentucky running backs is the priority for our defense right now. These boys came to play. 1st and 10, the pitch coming to my side. I'm the only man on this field currently that can make this play and shut this one down. Not only does he run through me, but all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Dude got tree trunks for legs. I ain't have a chance. We've been finding ourselves in some crazy positions so far throughout the season. Down 7 points here late in the 4th quarter. We got to move this ball up the field. We're so used to prioritizing the big play. We just need to learn to take what the defense gives us and just move the chains. Here on 1st and 10, I could have easily walked this one into the end zone, but Graham only has limited time with our offensive line not being as good as they were last season. The clock is running. Do or die. Now or never. 4th and 2 down here in the red zone. Graham is going to play action, roll out, and throw this ball straight at the defender. I'm surprised he didn't catch this ball. Turnover on downs. We lose at home against Kentucky. Last year we had LSU on the road. This season we got these boys at home, and I've noticed throughout the season so far I've been slipping up in coverage way too much. And being honest, my focus has just been off. We've lost so many great guys in a lot of pivotal positions to where I'm just more so worried than anything. I want us to succeed above all. But it's hard to succeed and truly reach your full potential when you lack in the most important places on the football field. I mean, look at the Colorado Buffaloes. Talent all across the field, but they can't really maximize it because they lack where it's the most important. But the changes with the team is affecting just about everybody, especially our quarterback. His offensive line isn't as great this season, so now he has less time in the pocket. He throws a pick 6 here on 1st and 10. And then it's receivers that puts way more pressure on us than usual too. Our quarterback doesn't have much time. We got to get into our routes, cuts, and get upfield way faster than usual. Move with way more urgency. Like I said to start the season, though, man, I'm locked in on my guys, but I can only imagine going into another season lacking more depth, losing more guys. That's only going to create a bigger problem. And with that in mind, I hate to think about this early in the season, but that might incite me to hit the transfer portal, go to a team that can not only use my talents, but actually take them to a championship level. And I'd be lying if I said that thought wasn't in mind. We're down 7 points here early in the 3rd quarter. I've been doing a little bit of everything today, but we got to drop our nuts, so we're going to lose this game. 3rd and inches, we're dropping back in coverage. I've given up way too many big plays, but speaking of big plays, shout out to my guy Moore with a big time pick down here in the red zone. We take over. Now we're here on the offensive end. We've marched our way going back toward the opposite side of the field, and a route for the ages puts me in position, and a great ball from Graham. Touchdown. Right now, we're cooking up one of the most exciting games, not only in the SEC, but all of college football. Top top 25 matchup, Florida and LSU, and the big plays continue as they pick up a touchdown here late in the fourth quarter. Now with under a minute left, clock is ticking, we have to score. Graham is going to drop back, and before getting sacked, he's going to heave this one upfield, and of course, I'm going to go on top of a DB head and come down with a crazy catch. 30 seconds left, Graham is in the gun, dropping back, a sick out route from our tight end. Graham is going to dot that boy up, he going to make his way into the end zone untouched, diving in for a touchdown. You want to talk about nut up or shut up, game on the line, going for two. Graham takes the snap, and in front of him, nothing but blue, white, and orange turf diving in. We not only tie this game up, we take the lead. 4 seconds left on the clock, 2nd and 16. Last play of regulation, of course, is going to be a Hail Mary, but me and the guys ain't taking no chances. We back this one down into the turf. We survive LSU by 1 point. Good old Vandy on the road this week in this all white. And I'm trying to get it dirty. I'm trying to get filthy out here in the field, picking up a first down here on 3rd and 4. 1st and goal, down here in the red zone, route across the middle. You can't beat it. The slant is going to win every time. 2nd and 10, nearly up here by midfield. And did I expect them to run a screen with 2 backs in the backfield? No, but am I all over it to stop them from picking up the first down? Of course. 3rd with 6 to go, 2 receivers on my side of the field, baiting up this route more than I baited anything in my life. But in my speed, we trust. Getting downhill, picking up the interception, going down the numbers, all the way up the field into the end zone for a touchdown. That's how we ball. Haven't had a pick in a few weeks. That felt tremendous. But on the other side of the field, my dog Moore picks up his 2nd pick 2 weeks in a row. Shout out to my dogs on the other side of the field playing with their hearts on their sleeves. Now it's time to cook over here on the offensive side. 1st and 10, running this route, no jam at the line, and his safety sitting way too high. Graham puts this ball right in that hole. Trying to make something shake before the half. 17 seconds left, running this route towards the sideline. I should have got out of bounds, but we got a pair of timeouts to spare. 44 yards out, nothing but the utmost trust in our kicker. He barely edges it in, and we walk into the half with a 20-0 lead. We stepped up those first 2 quarters and balled out. Now it's time to finish this game. A long 3rd and 17 with a great effort. He almost picks up the first. We stop him just short. 2nd and 10 down here, fighting at the line with this corner, but of course I get a step on him, and once I get in open space after the catch, you know I'm gonna make somebody miss. It's mandatory. A huge 3rd and 8 coming in motion across the field. This corner drops back way too deep into the end zone, and of course, uncontested, untouched, a easy touchdown. And anytime I'm lined up in the backfield in the red zone, you know what's coming. Screen pass, it always works to perfection every single time. They just can't stop it. The final play of the game for the starters anyway. Down here on 1st and 10, my dog Jack comes down full speed with the pick, going all the way to the end zone for a pick 6, the 3rd pick on the day for the defense. I'm surprised to see Mizzou only sitting at 3-3 this season, even though they balled out last year. The secondary was some dogs, but first play from scrimmage over the top for 44 yards. Yeah, it's going to be a long day for these boys. Looking to strike first here in the 1st quarter on 1st and 10, running away from their 2 most elite defenders, picking up the quick 14-yard touchdown. But on their offensive side, from the quarterback, running back to the receiver position, they're pretty stacked up, and it's going to be a challenge trying to contain all of these guys at once today. Lined up here on the wide side of the field, 2nd and 10, this corner's pressing. I'm going to eat that up every single time. The safety thought he had an easy pick, but instead my hands are elite. Come on now, baby. You know I'm a red zone warrior. Diving across the middle for the touchdown into traffic, that was dangerous, but I came away unscathed. Trying to get a pick here in back-to-back weeks, baiting up this route as much as I can here in man coverage. I do secure the tackle, but that ball got there way too fast. 3rd and 8 hanging back here in some cover 3 zone, trying to prevent the first down, but of course they go underneath and pick up the first. Over the last few weeks, I feel like we've done a great job adjusting to our weaknesses, but also doubling down on the things we already do fantastic. We've been really good, really solid over these last few games. And once the team starts to play better, my play is going to increase tenfold. Winning at the line against this corner, making this catch, and my speed and ability to get in and out of my cuts lands me in the end zone for a 73-yard catch and run. House call. Even though we're pretty much dominating this game, we still have an entire 4th quarter to go, and a team of this caliber isn't going to just lay down. I got to keep my foot on the gas, even though I put in so much work today. Trips on my side of the field, hanging back in my deep zone very patiently, and on cue, this ball comes flying in. I go up for the pick, I come down, and of course, we put this game to bed, send Mizzou home packing. An explosive day for myself and the guys overall, to say the absolute least. Dominated and led the team in 2 major stat categories. The #1 team in all of college football, the Georgia Bulldogs, roster is stacked on both sides of the ball, left to right, top to bottom. These boys are elite. But what they don't know, we're playing with a chip on our shoulder, coming into this week being heavily doubted by just about everyone. We got something to prove. And what exactly do we have to prove? Even though we're without in a lot of key places, we can compete with the best of them, of any team in the nation. But one thing Georgia's already proved early in this game is they can march down the field in the blink of and 9, put one in the end zone. We got a tie game going into the second quarter. And how do we respond? Right back at you, running right across the middle. If this linebacker was alert in the slightest, this could have been a pick, but instead it results in a touchdown. We regain the lead. But what makes this Georgia Bulldogs offense so dynamic? They can get it done through the air as well on the ground. This running back takes his handoff, picks up the first down and more. But today, I promised myself and all my guys that if they put that ball in the air against us, I'm going to make them pay. And I do exactly that here on 1st and 10, coming down with the pick. But not only that, I take this one back for a disgusting return, nearly taking this one back for 6 big ones. Over here on the offensive end, coming in motion, splitting wide. And even though this corner is expecting the pass, he can't do nothing about me going up, high pointing this ball on his head, coming down with a sick catch. We're headed into the fourth quarter with an 11-point lead over the #1 team in the nation. We're looking pretty solid, but stopping these boys from making plays in general is nearly impossible. Every time Georgia decides to put something on the board, we always respond on both sides of the ball. A slant route coming across the middle near midfield, and it's all mine. Coming away with my second interception of the game. The Bulldogs going away quietly is just not an option. 2-point conversion here late in the fourth quarter. Me and the guys are all over it. A big time stop. We take over. For the second week in a row, game comes down to one final play. 4 seconds left on the clock. Heaving this one upfield, and of course, I pinpoint the exact receiver who has the best chance of catching this ball, and I shut that down. Getting it done on both sides of the ball per usual. $165 with a touchdown and a pair of picks to go with that. Your boy is playing elite football right now. One of, if not the weakest game on our schedule of the season. But one thing about teams like this, especially playing them this late in the year, if you come in doubting them, they will show you something. But from the jump, I told myself and I told Graham, I want to test that #1 corner, see what he all about. And with a slight route running into the end zone, he ain't about nothing. Easy catch and touchdown. Here on 3rd and goal, playing this man coverage to perfection. This quarterback was about to launch this ball right at me. I was finna take this into the crib. I'm in a full sprint, even though the ball hit the turf. That was a pick 6 in the making. But you know, on the offensive end, I'm trying to cook. No check at the line from this corner. Huge mistake. And then these DBs just look crazy, lost out here on the field. I pick up the first down and a bunch more. Anytime I'm lined up on the wide side of the field, corners pressing, safeties in the middle of the field, that's a gimme. Perfect pass, perfect catch and run, untouched to the crib for 6, slight work. 3rd and extremely long, obviously a pass with an empty gun look, 4 receivers split wide, but my safety way too deep into the middle of the field, giving up a lot of inside leverage. They pick up the first down. I gotta say, since taking them 2 L's early on in the season, we've came a long way. A lot of guys have stepped up in areas that I really thought we couldn't. I didn't doubt my guys, but we've exceeded expectations by a mile. But the season ain't over yet. Remaining perfect for the remainder of the season is crucial, vital to our success. Reaching the big time bowl game, jumping in the rankings, we got to do that. I gotta say, it's nothing I love more than running a slant or any route across the middle of the field and having nothing but time, feeling like I'm cruising, getting to my spot, Graham throwing a perfect ball, getting into the end zone. Here they go again, empty gun look, 4 split wide is obviously a pass, but if we were in a cover 3 instead of a 2, I would have been right in position and done the exact opposite of what my safety did. I would have caught this pick. We secured an 11-point win, and I had a monstrous day on the offensive side. 8 receptions, 227 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, and on defense, very slight day, but we got it done. My personal beef with South Carolina started just last season. Had a rough game against these boys, but today I'm here to get some get back. They got all these boys stacked up in the box, the corners playing off, no high safety, they're insane. After the catch, of course, I'm trying to go crazy, get loose. I'm out here trying to prove a point. My sole mission today is to straight up embarrass this defense, completely dismantle their secondary, making this catch, breaking a tackle, making my way upfield to the 5-yard line. But shutting down a high-powered, talented offense like theirs down is going to be an entirely different task, but it's very much doable. And when you have a quarterback like Spencer Rattler who can break out of the pocket and take off, we got to be on our toes the entire time. We got to keep him contained. Now down here on the goal line, 3rd and 4, maintaining my inside leverage, pretty much hide behind my linebacker. The second this ball is thrown, I make a break for it and a crazy diving catch for the pick. We come into the second half with the ball and the lead, trying to capitalize on this situation so we can go down and extend it. With the formations and coverages I've seen out here today, it's obvious South Carolina came and planned for the run, and I'm pretty sure the rain had a lot to do with it, but you're not planning for the weather or the team, you're planning for me. Now here in the fourth quarter, we hold a 22-point lead against the team we struggled against last season. Everything we set out to do today, we've just about done it. For me personally, it feels great to dominate on both sides of the ball against any team in college football, but to actually do it against a team where I have a lot to prove, it feels 10 times better. Trying to keep these boys out of the end zone here on 2nd and 3, and boy, it looks oh so familiar watching this screenplay work out to perfection. They pick up a late touchdown. I completely balled out today, over 230 yards receiving with a touchdown and a crazy diving pick on the defensive end on the goal line. Yeah, we balled out. Great team win today. Our final game of the regular season, and here on the road against FSU, they come out here firing off on all cylinders. I don't know what these boys on, but they came to ball. But if you think we didn't, you're absolutely crazy. A huge catch here directly at midfield on 1st and 10. Couldn't make it happen on offense. Now over here on D, 1st and 10 and some man coverage, giving up way too much depth trying to bait up this quarterback, and I give up a huge play landing them in the red zone. After a scoreless first quarter, now here in the second, we need a big time play. Graham is going to take a snap from the gun, deliver a straight up dime to my boy Burke up the sideline. He's going to get in the end zone and put us on the board. 1st and 10, now over here on the defensive defensive side of the ball, sitting back in my zone, waiting patiently. I can see the out route coming from a mile away. I get in perfect position for the pick, but nonetheless, it's an incompletion. From the jump, they already got off to a great start offensively, and trying to keep these boys contained going into the second half is going to be nothing shy of an uphill battle. And now here in the third quarter, down in the red zone, they're going to execute this play to pick up another touchdown to extend their already crazy lead. Down 23 points going into the fourth quarter is absolutely outrageous, but we're going to pick up a touchdown of our own here on first and goal. We're not going to take this one laying down. Now down 15 in the fourth quarter, I'm going to run a route towards the sideline to not only pick up good yardage, but get out of bounds and stop the clock. And with just under 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, we make it a one-score game. And now on defense, we got to do something we haven't done all night. That's stop Florida State's offense. And we do get that stop. Just a minute left here in the fourth quarter, one timeout, clock is ticking, first and 10. I'm going to run a great route, great throw from Graham, putting us within 4 of the end zone. Now it's all on my guys to get into the end zone and tie up this game. Graham is going to take the snap, roll out to his right. He got my dog Burke on a beautiful route, wide open in the end zone. We tie this game up. We've done it before this season. 2-point conversion in crunch time. The halfback screen is in full swing. Great blocks up front. I get into the end zone. We take a 1-point lead. If you ask me, 16 seconds is way too much time for our offense. We haven't been able to stop all day, but here on first and 10, the first snap of their possession, my dog Marsh comes away with the game-sealing pick. We escape FSU by 1 point. We find ourselves here, ranked number 4 in the nation in the SEC championship against Arkansas. Win here today, and if everything falls in our favor, we could find ourselves playing in the Natty. My dream and ultimate goal, not only coming into the season, but the University of Florida, was to win a national championship. A lot has to fall in place for that to happen this year, but I'm hopeful. But trust, I'm not leaving it all to hope. Coming out here on straight business, doing everything in my ability to take that step in the right direction. But right now, I have to focus on winning today, here against Arkansas in the SEC championship game on 2nd and 13, getting in perfect position just under my receiver, coming down with a pick in the back of the end zone. Big time players will make big time plays. The game's all tied up here early in the third quarter. First and 10, Graham's going to throw a perfect ball right in the bucket. Uno v uno. I'm going to win that matchup every time. And down here in the red zone, if it ain't the halfback screen, I'm going to be coming across the middle of the field scot-free, and ain't a damn thing nobody on this field can do about it. 2nd and 6, running back's going to take the handoff. He doesn't follow his lead blocker, tries to break this one outside, but we're all over that, shutting the run game down. Arkansas has made their way down the field in the red zone. Now we got to step up and make some plays. We got some good momentum on offense, but on D, we got to hold it down. Back over here on O, Graham signals me to come in motion. I'm going to run a simple route. He's going to throw a simple pass, and I'll do the rest. I make my way up the field. I don't get into the end zone, but I'll take a 54-yard pickup any day of the week. Now here in the fourth quarter with an 11-point lead. Empty gun look. This quarterback's going to try to take off. I come down full speed, blast him for a negative 1-yard sack. I think he's learned his lesson about trying to get out of that pocket. A pivotal 3rd and 7, dropping back in the coverage. The second I seen this receiver coming across the middle of the field, I knew exactly what was coming. Thought my guy was going to jump it, but instead I come down and get the tackle. We get to stop on 3rd down nonetheless. Back to back, we 2-peat as SEC champions. Arkansas is a pretty good team. They came to compete, but the better team won today, and that's obvious. I think it's pretty amazing that I 2-peat as the Heisman Trophy winner, but I trade them both in for a national championship, and getting it done here in Florida just doesn't seem possible. It's time for me to hit the transfer portal, but the only big question is, what school should I transfer to?